my name is McKenna. I'm the owner, designer, person behind Palm Creative, a small business in Seattle, Washington. And this weekend I'm taking you along with me to do a vendor market in Spokane, Washington. So let's just get into it. Hello friends! So we are a few hours away before we are leaving for another vendor market. This one is a 2-day event. It is called Farm Chicks and it will be in Spokane, Washington at the fairgrounds. I'm a little nervous. This event I was back and forth about signing up to when I was accepted, just because it's more of a vintage and handmade market, and though everything in my shop is handmade, I get very nervous because some people I feel like have a different definition of what handmade is than what I do, and so I get a little nervous, and I don't really know what to expect from this market, and we are traveling. Luckily, Spokane is my hometown, so we're staying with my mom. So you'll get to see her probably, and a little bit of my house that I grew up in, because we'll be staying in my old bedroom, which will be very strange to be vlogging from that room, since that is actually where I started doing YouTube videos way back. Not gonna say what the channel was because it's embarrassing, but anyway, yeah, it's Thursday, if I didn't say that already. Friday, tomorrow, we are going to be loading in, setting up, and making the booth look cute, and then it's a Saturday, Sunday event at the fairgrounds, in their like kind of convention center-y area. I don't know what they technically call it, hangars? I don't know. But yeah, it should be a good weekend. It's also supposed to be pretty nice in Spokane, which is great because it's been rainy and kind of like meh here in Seattle. So yeah, but everything, I just finished up prepping everything, which is where I ended the studio vlog of this week. So if you want to go back and watch the prep of this event, you can do that. But yeah, that is where we're at as far as today. I won't be vlogging a ton just because it's really just us driving. But I wanted to show you where we're at with our sales, because I like to do a little, this is where we're at the beginning of the weekend, and then I show you at the end of this vlog how many sales we made for the weekend. Our last market, we had 173 sales, which was my top tier best weekend in business I've ever had, online or in person. So it was crazy. And I don't know what to expect from this one, so we'll see. But let's just show you where we're at with sales right now. The number is funny, if I'm gonna be honest. Oh, we're starting the weekend off at 666. Which is crazy. I feel like it's been a short amount of time that this has gone a lot better than it has in a long time. I think I started the year off at 200 maybe? I don't know. But anyway, this is very exciting that we're already almost to 700. I have been posting on my Instagram recently that I'm trying to make a goal to reach 1,000 sales by my birthday, my 30th birthday, September 3rd. So if you would like to order something, if it's a sticker or whatever, you can help contribute to this number getting to 1K for my birthday. It's months away, but I'm just making that a personal goal. But this weekend I don't really make goals as far as sales for my business yet, because I have these events I'm doing for the first time. So I don't know what to expect, and I don't want to make goals for myself that are unattainable. Really, my only goal is at least, very least, make a small profit and like pay back the booth fee. So far we have been very lucky, knock on wood, wherever the wood is, to have always made a profit, even if it was a very small profit, and the booth fee has always been paid. So that is, or like paid back basically. So the goal this weekend, obviously, make that money back and then some. Luckily we're not having to pay for any hotels or anything, or really, I mean, gas, I guess, but yeah, it's gonna be hopefully good. And basically my entire month of June is going to be us in Spokane. There's just a lot of really good events, and so we're gonna try it out, see if these events are worth doing next year, or if we should find more local ones, and that's kind of just where we're at. Okay, so I want to see you when we are all packed up and ready to get on the road. Little wee! Eli packed the car super well. Oh boy, off we go. Matches my Stanley Cup. Happy Friday, my friends. So today is load-in day. We made it to Spokane. We are in my childhood bedroom. It does not look like how it used to when I grew up here, but it also has been 12 years since I've lived here, so that's about accurate. But it's pretty cute little room. But yeah, so we're about to head out to go to the fairgrounds and get set up. I slept horribly. Lavender was having a terrible night, and so I'm feeling a little shitty today, but we're gonna stop, get Dutch Bros, and then we will get everything set up, and then I don't know what we're gonna do with the rest of our day. My hair is still wet. Oh boy. Hopefully it's a better day tomorrow as far as sleeping wise. But yeah, it'll be an interesting day to say the least, but excited to go get set up and see what it's gonna look like. Okay, we're all set up and ready to go, so I'm going to show you guys the booth, and then we're going to head out because we're hungry and want to go do stuff. Happy Saturday and day one of the Farm Chicks Market. It's a vintage and handmade market. I'm very excited seeing all the different displays yesterday as we were setting up. I was a little intimidated because some of them are insanely amazing, and like the setup that they do, like they do a full build out. And I did not do that, but I think mine looks pretty good. So we'll see how today goes. The hours are from 9 to 6, so it's like 7:30 right now. Finishing up getting ready, and then we're gonna head over, make sure everything's good to go, make sure, you know, money and like our card reader's good, all those things, and then we're gonna have hopefully a pretty amazing day. I don't really know what to expect from this market, and it's one that I was a little nervous to do, but I think it should be good. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at this morning. Nothing really crazy to report. Setup was pretty easy. I'm feeling a lot better today. Lavender let us sleep, so that is a huge improvement of yesterday. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at for today, and I'm excited to just get into it. So let's head on over, I guess, to the market. Okay, so we're here and it's almost time. We have like 16 more minutes till people get here. There was a line outside though when we got here. Luckily I got my vendor badge. I forgot it and it was hard to get in. But we were here. Everything looks good, everything's set up. I'm very excited. We'll see how it goes today. Okay, so it's 11:15 and we've already made the booth fee back, so this is crazy. It's going really well. I'm worried I didn't bring enough stuff, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock and it slowed down so much, like so much. It was an amazing day. It was so busy until like the last like half hour. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do because it's like, yeah, it's only 4 o'clock. Yeah, so we sold out of a couple sizes in the Book Lover World Tour. I think that's been the best seller as always now. And then Band Book Lover obviously always does well. But yeah, I'm hiding back here. But yeah, this event's great. I'm shocked. I definitely thought it was going to be not my event because it was mostly vintage and like other handmade items. But y'all, you're doing me good here. So I'm definitely going to probably do it next year because already I'm obsessed. So that is the update of right now. Okay, so the event just ended. It went so well. I'm going to come back obviously tomorrow, but I'm going to debrief at the house to tell you how day 1 went. But yeah, super good. I'm going to show you a quick of what it looks like right now. We're gonna restock in the morning, but y'all, it's pretty scarce. So some of the stickers are out of stock, which is crazy. This stuff pretty much is good. I sold out of a couple bookmarks and then a lot of apparel. There's huge gaps, huge. This is also fully stacked, and mugs are looking scarce as well. Oh my gosh, Eli's ready to go. So we're gonna skedaddle. Okay, so let's debrief. This lighting is wild. I don't know what else to do about it. But let's just talk about this first day of Farm Chicks. So this is the first time I'm doing this event. I hadn't talked to anyone that had done it before until today. And yeah, it was really good. Like, it started off a tiny bit slow, but like not as in people, it just my booth specifically was slow, and I got a little nervous because this event felt more vintagey and not as handmade. But I started walking around and I saw so many cute little small businesses, both in the vintage realm as well as the handmade, and so I started feeling a little less anxious because I was like, oh, I'm not like out of place. And I think it's just because on social media it's hard to kind of gauge what things look like. So yeah, it started out a little slow, and then I got real busy real fast. Like, I would say it was like the first 20 minutes I was like, but I wasn't like nervous. I was more just like, okay, like we'll see how today goes. And then it popped off. I made my booth fee back within an hour and a half, which is a record for me, especially for a high booth fee. Usually it takes me like 2 to 3 hours to make back the booth fee, and then it picks up even more and then I make a profit. Especially when it's a booth fee. I'll just say this booth fee was $350 compared to, I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but Unique Markets was $550. It was so high. And so yeah, this booth fee was a little scary just because I didn't know the event and I was worried I wasn't going to have the right clientele. I was wrong, and I love being wrong, not usually, but this time I was very happy I was wrong with my anxiety about it. I would say this is the second best day I've ever had it as a market, the first being the U District one that I did that Sunday. So I'm pretty excited to see how tomorrow is. I talked to a few people and they did say Sunday was slower, so even if it's a slower day tomorrow, like the fact that I did profit so well today really doesn't have me that worried. Like, I could make $100 tomorrow and I'd be like, well, I still made a lot of money this weekend, which is great, and it means I can keep putting it back towards the business and continue to keep applying to more markets, and that's honestly where my money's been going. It doesn't feel like I'm really making the money, it's like I'm just putting it back, but it's nice to not be in debt. But yeah, I would say day 1 was phenomenal. Lots of very nice people. I had a couple moments where I was nervous just because Eastern Washington is a lot more conservative, and there were some items that I was a little worried they might cause problems, and so one being Band Book Lover, I just wasn't expecting that many people to come in and agree, because I've done another event in Spokane where I had a couple people come up and like be like, why would I want to like love banned books? And I'm just like, did you look at the back? Like, did you see how many of these books are like kids books that are like Charlotte's Web? Like, so I was just nervous from a past experience, and I again was wrong. I even had a gentleman come in, and he was in a full American flag overall outfit with holding an American flag. And I think with how everything is and has been for the last many years now, of politics and the climate in America, I was very anxious to see somebody come in with American flag stuff, and that's kind of an interesting turn where growing up, like, everyone was very, you know, American flag, you had your Old Navy American flag shirt on 4th of July, and it was like, oh my god, and now everyone's like, especially with everything that's going on. I'm not gonna go into a political rant, but anyway, I was nervous, and I was wrong, and I was like, wow, this is why you shouldn't judge a book by their cover. He immediately went to the banned book stuff and was shocked, and like, we had a good conversation. He showed his daughters, and his daughters were shocked, and it was like a good talk. I was shocked. Don't know if he was just trying to make a statement with the overalls. I have no idea, but we had a good conversation. He didn't say anything about anything else in the booth that I was worried about. He was very nice, and I was shocked. So that was an interesting interaction. Pretty much everything was really positive. I didn't have any like negative stuff happen today, which is great. The only thing that kind of came up was, which I feel like this is something it should be talked about more, is your booth neighbors. Usually no problems. There's been some problems, not with the ones next to me, but around me, that keep almost knocking my things over, touching my display, feeling like they're entitled to do that, and that's just not okay. That's not good market etiquette, and I feel like maybe I'll do a market etiquette video because I feel like a lot of people don't know what's okay, but these people kept moving stuff, and I kept saying, please stop. Like, if you want me to move something because it's in your way, which it's in my lines, you know, like, I'm already in my booth, so it's not like I'm invading their space. But I was like, you can't just touch my stuff. And we ran into some issues a couple times, and so that was the only thing that was a little irritating. But other than that, it was perfect. Perfect day. And honestly, everyone's booths were amazing. There were so many like talented people. I don't know. I was shocked, and I definitely will do this event again. I'm excited to see how Sunday goes just because of what I've heard. But when we got there this morning, there was a line. Like, I'm gonna try to catch it tomorrow if there is a line, but I was so distracted. I forgot. We have little crabs we have to wear, and we're like stickers. It's basically our vendor badges, and we forgot them last night, which is the first time I've forgotten like my ID stuff for a market, and I've always have anxiety about that kind of stuff. And it wasn't a big deal, but I had a little bit of trouble getting in this morning where they were like, oh, what? Like, where, you don't have your crab? And I was like, no, I forgot it in my booth, and I felt like an idiot. So we won't be doing that, but I'll try to film, if there's a line, I'll try to film that tomorrow for you guys. And we'll try to get some more display stuff to show you as well, because there was so much cute stuff. And like, the organizer, or the person in charge of it, Serena, is so nice, and she just does such a good job. So very, very excited. Big fan. The best customer reaction I had was also the saddest. It was towards the end of the day, and she came through with her daughter, and she bought a banned book crew neck and told me that she works for like, or is in an organization that is trying to prevent a lot of the restrictions and the banning of books in northern Idaho, which is, if you're familiar with the US and everything that's going on with books and them being banned, as well as like education reforms that are like so conservative that they are causing problems to education, you'll know that Idaho is not a great place to be, and she's in an organization that's fighting a lot of the things. They right now are trying to fight this law that's about to go into effect in, I think, July, that is trying to basically, anyone that has a problem with the book can complain, and then that book either gets banned or has to go to an adult-only library or a library section. Oh, they're talking about doing that, basically, where you put up a red curtain to block out the books so kids don't see them. And I'm like, are you kidding? And it's like any book. It's not just like, it's not bad book. It's literally the books that are being banned, like Charlotte's Web. So I felt for her, and I was like, keep up fighting the good fight. Like, she's really trying and her organization is trying, and I just felt so bad. I can't imagine living in Idaho. So if you live in Idaho and you're watching this, I'm so sorry. Like, that's really really hard. Well, it's horrible. It's not good. So that was a really interesting interaction, and also I had a few other people kind of had the same story, or they were talking about they lived in Idaho and, like, you know, things that are happening. So I was just like, this is eye-opening, since I grew up in Spokane, so I'm not unfamiliar to Idaho, as well as like the conservative stuff that happens in this town as well, and I've lived through many of it. But I have lived in very liberal places for over 10 years now, so it just was very, it reminded me of what it was like growing up. So that was interesting, and also it's just like, man, I'm so glad all these people are doing the good fight. And they always, it's so interesting, I feel like librarians and teachers, they always say thank you for like the things that I'm making, and I'm just like, that's so sweet, like, stop. I don't know, it just made me so happy. Bestsellers of today, just moving on because I feel like I'm talking a lot. Bestsellers for today were obviously Banned Book Lover Evergreen does amazing every time. Surprisingly, Rainbow Flower Mug did the best. I only have one left. Lavender Twilight did not sell. I sold one, and I was like, wow, this is a turn of events. And then the Book Lover World Tour was the hottest, I think. People love that one. I sold out of multiple sizes of Banned Book and Book Lover already, so I feel like that's a little bit of a bummer tomorrow. I have some t-shirts left, but sweatshirts are gone, so I guess I just have to prep more. I don't know. I don't really know how to prep for anything, if I'm being honest. It's hard to know the quantities, because sometimes I'm like, I over-prep, I have all these inventory, I don't know. But that was bestsellers. Stickers sold really well. Everyone's bought a lot of stuff, I feel like. Like, my number of sales is lower than you would think for how much I made for the day, so it was interesting, because compared to U District, where I felt like I had so many sales because they were small sales, like people were just buying stickers, just a bookmark, and it like added up with the numbers of customers, but this was like less customers, but they bought more. So I don't know what's better. It was just crazy. The other thing I wanted to say, which was exciting, is I saw it was somebody I met on like my first market ever, and she was so sweet, and she makes the cutest crochet stuff, and I was like, oh, you're just like a little ray of sunshine, and we just vibed. And then I hadn't seen her at an event since. Like, we've done like we had the fall ones, and our paths not crossed because she's more local to here. And then I realized, like, halfway through the day, I was watching Instagram, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks super familiar. And she was talking about doing a market, and I was like, oh my god, it looks like Farm Chicks. Guess what? It was. She was literally down the aisle from me. So, I'm gonna, like, make sure I say the full Instagram handle, because she's amazing. Cameron's Cute Creations. She's also on YouTube, so check her out. She does a lot of content, a lot of vendor and small business advice, and like does coaching. So check her out. She's amazing. She's so sweet. She bought a keychain, and I was like, stop. Also, her stuff is adorable. Like, she makes these little bees. Oh, they're so cute. And these little chickens. The chickens are my favorite. I guess she had cows today, and I missed the cows. But anyway, she is doing fabulous. She's very inspirational. Like, she does so much, so go check her out. But it was cool to see her, and I was shocked, and I was like, oh my god, like, you're here, and you're like basically right down the row from me. Just shows that, like, you need to walk around more so you can see if you know people in general. But otherwise, yeah, perfect. It was a great market. It was fun to see people that I knew and to sell a lot of things that I just didn't expect to go well. It just shows that you should always try markets out, and even if like it does flop, at least you know. But sometimes they surprise you, and that is the feeling I have after first day of Farm Chicks. So that is my debrief for Saturday, and then I will do my intro tomorrow. So I'm gonna end it here for Saturday, and I'll be back in moments, fresh-faced in the morning for Sunday. Good morning and happy Sunday. Happy day 2 of Farm Chicks, the market I am doing this weekend. I'm very stoked for today. I don't know what to expect. I've heard it might be a little slower today, so we'll see. If it is, I'm going to try to multitask and get some stuff done. I have some design stuff I need to get ordered. Last night I stayed up way too late trying to get new inventory ordered for the next weekend's market because I sold out of so many sizes that I wasn't expecting to this weekend, which is a great problem to have, but I definitely had to restock. And so yeah, we will see how today goes. I'm wearing my Creative Department shirt and I'll be wearing my fun Converse. Let's see. These ones. Oh my god, the light in here is so bright. But yeah, so that is the plan for the outfit. But I think I'm going to get my stuff ready because I gotta get out of here. I'm going a little slow this morning. Okay, so we just did our little setup and everything's restocked and ready to go for the day. We didn't switch too much up, but we did add a couple, basically the rest of the inventory of the World Tour shirts. But yeah, we're running out of some sizes. And then I wanted to show you guys what it looks like behind the chair because I feel like I didn't show you. So I have usually a little basket that I put all of the bags and the sticker backings, and then like my purse is here and we keep our little cash box. Eli's been sitting here. This usually has like extra packaging and anything else we might need. We keep the tissue paper here so we can wrap up mugs. And then this is where the stickers go. And that is what it looks like, and this is our point of view. Usually. I usually sit right here to kind of like look out. But the event starts in 10 minutes, so we'll see how today goes. I'm not expecting it to be as crazy as yesterday, but I could be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. So it is 12 o'clock, so we've been here a couple hours now. It was real slow to start, but now it's starting to pick up, so I'm kind of hoping it keeps up. But I'm starting to sell out again of now the World Lover t-shirts, because the crew necks always sell out, but the t-shirts, like I usually have a couple left, but I've already sold out of a couple sizes, so that is the work. We have 1 hour to go. It's slowed down a lot, but not too shabby, right, Eli? Correct, not too shabby.
Access and stores.
Okay, so it is Monday. We just got back home, and so I wanted to do my debrief because last night I ended up hanging out with one of my best friends and getting to spend time with her, and like I got home kind of late. And I was like, well, I'm gonna have to do a little talk here anyway to show you the counter. So yeah, day 2, I would say sales wise, we did about half of what we did the first day. So if it was like what it was yesterday for both days, I don't know if I would do this market again. However, the first day was so good that it kind of made up for it. But yeah, profit wise, definitely worth it. Vibes wise, it was really great. Everyone was super sweet. I had a lot of really good interactions. Actually, someone said they recognized me from YouTube, so shout out to you if you still watch these. I didn't get your name, but I was like, oh my god. Especially in Spokane, like I just didn't expect that. So that was exciting. But yeah, overall, Farm Chicks was definitely worth it. I was so nervous, and I think I talked about it so much in the last probably couple weeks, is that this market, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like fit in, and like if the clientele and like customers would be interested in my stuff, and I wasn't sure the market, you know, because you never know what kind of customers you're gonna get, and especially when it's more of a like handmade vintage feel and it's like called Farm Chicks. So I was a little nervous I'd stand out a little too much, but I did not. I actually feel like I did really well with, you know, decorating it, making it feel fun, welcoming. I definitely think corner booths obviously are the best, because getting to have double like the space, I think, helped a lot with sales because people were on the outside looking at clothing and not having to come into the booth, and then that kind of welcomed them in while other people could look in the booth at the smaller items. And so I think if I ever can like get corner booths, like if there's an option to like pay a little extra, I think it might be worth it. Overall, yeah, it was fantastic. Loadout was pretty easy. We packed up pretty quickly. I'm trying to think of like all the stuff that happened. There was just so many good interactions in general, which was, you know, that's always kind of the fun of markets because you get to meet a lot of people. There's quite a few questions about like custom orders, and so I might have some of those coming up, which is exciting. It's something I've been like contemplating being more, you know, more into, but it is also a huge amount of time to do custom orders usually. One of them sounded really easy, so I was like very much interested in that, so I definitely will be sure to email me, so that was exciting. But yeah, I definitely am already exhausted though from having to prep so much. I'm a little worried for the next few markets because this market I was honestly like, obviously I wanted this kind of outcome that was so positive and like I made a good amount of money and I made a good amount of sales. But I definitely, prep wise, I wasn't expecting it to go so well. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna have so much inventory left. Like, I don't need to worry too much. Like, I obviously still have to make things for the next market, but it's not gonna be as stressful. And now I'm very stressed because I think we only had 4 band book crew necks left and we went with 14, which like never happens. I think even maybe more than that, but like more than we came with. And then yeah, like the book world tour stuff went really well, sold out of mediums, and like yeah, like I think of the sweatshirts I think I only have like one 2X and one 3X left. Yeah, and I think maybe an extra small. It was crazy. And people love like the sweatshirts versus the t-shirts. Like I've tried to be like, hey, like there is a t-shirt, it is cheaper. No, people want what they want, you know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely think if I can, I'm gonna try to do it again next year. They do already open like registration to be returning pretty soon. So I expect an email, I guess, and I'll see if that's something we're gonna do. But yeah, overall, great markets, and it was a surprising one, which is always, you know, always a blast, because I definitely was worried this was gonna be my flop of the summer. It wasn't. It was actually, I think this is my second best market I've ever had, and that's behind U District. U District was still #1 overall, but like this one was really close. I think if day 2 was as good as day 1, it would have been better. It was very close. Now, I think we should plug in the counter and watch those sales go up, and you guys can see how many sales I had this weekend. This is the slow part, where it just goes for so long. It basically has to cycle through all the numbers, and then it goes back. And I turn on my phone. We are now at 750. You're at 666. Now we're at 750. My 1,000 sales goal is like around the corner, maybe. I don't even know. I'm shocked. Look at it. Look at it. It's honestly my favorite part of coming home and like plugging back in the counter after a market, because I'm just like, it makes me feel so good. Okay, so I just checked on my Shopify app to see how many like orders in total. So like I think I might have had another order come in, so I wanted to see exactly the market. We had 83 sales. That's pretty crazy. I know obviously a lot of people have a lot more, and like my U District one was a lot more, but these purchases were like a lot higher than usual. Like it wasn't just like, occasionally I obviously had someone come in and just buy some stickers, or a bookmark, but like people were spending at this event, and it was usually like they first start with the stickers and then they like do the full round, and then I had somebody even go back and like buy a shirt after the fact. Like they already made a purchase, like a bookmark and some straws, and then they're like, you know what? And then they went and bought the shirt, and I was just like, what? So yeah, it was a really, really, really good weekend. I think it is interesting when you're trying to make goals for markets too. You know, there's obviously like a goal that you kind of set, and usually my goal is obviously just to make a profit. Obviously I want it to be really, really good profits, but as long as I make back the booth fee and like make some money, I usually feel pretty good. And this one made back that money, and then I made some, and then I immediately had to restock, and so that money kind of just disappeared instantly, which is kind of how business goes. But still, it means I didn't take it out of my account, which is the goal. But yeah, that is my experience with Farm Chicks. I would definitely recommend doing it again for myself. But yeah, it was definitely a really good event. I wouldn't think everyone would do well at it. It's definitely like one that you have to think about your products as well as how much you want to spend on your booth fee, kind of that kind of stuff. There was some serious like displays though. Like I was definitely feeling a little like, oh my god, their displays are so good, and mine's like, it's good, but it's not to that level. But they also only, like a lot of people I talk to only do a couple events a year, and so they like prep for this big event for their business, because they're like antiquers, or they're like, they do those more, that's more of their jam, or they have like a permanent shop and then they do these events every once in a while. So that made more sense, because I was like, I can't imagine like putting these insane like build out displays at every event, and they don't. So that made me feel a tiny bit better, because I was like, whoa, this is insane. But so good, so good. So yeah, if you're ever in the Spokane area in June, go to Farm Chicks. It's really fun. And yeah, that's my experience. But thank you so much for watching this week's vendor market vlog. Obviously we'll have another studio vlog in a couple days, so you'll have more content, and you'll be seeing me prep for my next market, which is gonna be Spokane Pride. And y'all, I'm very nervous for this one. I don't know how to prep, because this one I thought I prepped enough and I didn't. So we're gonna be very busy in the next studio vlog, and if you're in the Spokane area and you want to go to Pride, I'll be there and you can come say hi, and let me know, because I honestly, it freaks me out a little when people are like, oh, I've seen you on, and I'm like, you have? What? It's very new to me, so it's been very exciting. But if I look at you like, what? Just know I'm very excited, and like after the fact I'm like, oh my god, why did I not like say more? That's usually how it goes. But I'm getting better. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this week's amazing weekend vlog. I guess it's not even weeks, this weekend's vlog. And make sure to come back for the next one, which will be Pride, and as well as studio vlogs and other content that I like to post on here. So make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, because I do post a lot over there too. And I hope you have a beautiful week, and I will see you next time.